Hi, my name is Franklin Dickinson.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Dickinson, and on this video, we are going to be talking about how we got prepared for going to Bahamas. Franklin, let's start talking about the mechanic part of the boat. What you
Okay.
did.
Well, we bought the boat in the end of March in 2021 and started replacing things, whether it's iffy or not. We replaced the lifelines or standing rigging, running rigging, sails. We added a spinnaker, added the equipment for the spinnaker, put a new Dodger enclosure, Bimini, which by the way was a godsend over there. Replaced the fridge, the air conditioning, rebuilt the toilet, anything that was marginal or we wanted everything to work. We replaced just about all new dock lines, fenders, rebuilt the windlass, which by the way we had to rebuild again and ultimately replace it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that we put all new equipment, updated software for the equipment, put a new radar that would show the storms, where they're going, how fast they're going. Took out all the lights and put in LED lights and pulled out the AGM batteries and put 900 amps of lithium batteries and then solar, a lot of solar, then new chargers and then we put in a new inverter charger so they'd all talk and work better. Everything was kind of getting long in the tooth, and whether it was breaking or going, we just went ahead and replaced it. But we decided to upgrade the dinghy to a Hepalon dinghy so when the sun wouldn't damage it. And we thought, well, this is our car. We should put a bigger motor on it
Mm-hmm.
because someplace we want to go, we want to get there
Yes.
soon. So I guess I went up and down the coast of the United States maybe 14 times, 16 times looking for things that needed to be fixed. And so we were done. We energized the water maker that promptly blew apart. So we ripped that out and went with a water maker that works off the batteries, and it worked just great. It was quiet, and thank God because we watched people in a lot of the anchorages with jerry cans going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, filling up jerry cans, and we didn't have to do that.
Yes, the water maker makes a big difference. And another good thing about it's bringing with you some basic mechanic boat parts.
Yeah, we did a lot.
Yes, because we never know when something can be broken. With boats, it's everything. Every day you can see something new to fix, and bring in some parts. I think the basic ones is a good idea, because in Bahamas buying them it's not easy. If you are gonna buy them from the United States, it's gonna take
Oh,
time. It's gonna be crazy expensive. For example, our fenders, how many they got?
we broke two.
Uh,
That was our first experience with surge at Emerald Bay Marina, where the waves had come, but the whole water column moved by
mhm.
6 feet, and we had 10-inch fenders. It busted two of them.
Yes, and we went to a store trying to look for different options to buy it, but it was crazy expensive, and it was the size was
A lot
small,
smaller than what we needed.
and that's why we say that if you have the chance to bring some extra stuff like this,
Filters,
uh,
oil,
yes,
coolant, belts,
mm-hmm.
impellers, pumps for water, whatever else you might
Yeah.
need. We brought 24 pre-filters for the water maker, but the water maker was the water was so clear and so clean that
Mm-hmm.
we hardly used any of
Yeah.
those. But we loaded up. We brought so much stuff.
Our second important advice is about the immigration and all the documents you need, like the boat permission. Is It's important to do a research on the website of the Bahamas to know about what stuff you need to bring with you and know about the laws they have.
Mhm.
For example, how much you pay, for how long they give us the permission with the boat. How was it?
I'm older, so I'm not real internet savvy, and I didn't think their click to pay or whatever it was called was intuitive, but they were very kind and patient,
Mm-hmm.
and they needed my passport documentation. Our boat's documented. That made it easier. I think they needed some other things. It was a lot of stuff. But they were very patient. We owned a gun range, so we have a gun, and they needed to know what it was, serial number, amounts of rounds you carry on the boat, and but they were it was we did it.
Yeah, it's important to do a research on the Bahamas website and make sure that you have all the documents and permissions they need,
Yeah.
because sometimes they change the rules. We went time ago, but now we know that they have changed some rules. And for me, for example, I am from Ecuador, and I needed my passport in yellow fever
Who
vaccine,
knew?
and I had to take. I took for different planes. I went from Quito to Panama, then Panama to Nassau, and then Nassau Mars Harbor. It was 4 different,
It was long.
and it was more than 18 hours. And I had to do all of this because I don't have a visa for the United States visa, and I had to do all these different flights. If I had in that time I had the a visa, a tourist visa for the United States, I think I could have come to the States and then go to Mars Harbor, but it is
Well, you need visas, it turns out, just to
uh-huh.
go through the airport. So, it was, but we did it.
Yes,
And,
and another important topic is the basic medicines. Bringing medicines that, of course, they are allowed to bring, but is, for example, for headache, for seasick, allergics. We have more stuff.
oh yeah,
right?
we have bandages, compression bandages, liquid stitches, narcotics. We just loaded up. We're both healthy as a horse, so we didn't use any of it.
Yeah, but we never know when something could happen, so it's better to prevent
Yeah.
these kind of situations. And about food, and in Bahamas, most of the groceries they bring the groceries from another country. They import the groceries. And in Mars Harbor, we went to a big, nice supermarket. They have different kind of options. But when we went to the other islands, Exuma, and what's the other one we went?
Eleuthera,
Yeah, the stores we visited, they were small stores.
like convenience stores, little country
Yes,
convenience stores.
and they didn't have many options about buying fresh vegetables. That's why Franklin.
Or meat. Oh, we loaded up. We have a big freezer and a big fridge, and I think we brought about 60 pounds of meat, about 40 pounds of frozen vegetables. The boat holds so much, and we loaded up with canned stuff, noodles, rice, coffee, everything that's we want to be self-sufficient. We did buy a lot of stuff there. It was probably 2.5 times what it cost the Publix.
Yeah,
I feel bad for those
but
people.
bringing stuff that you can store for a long time it's a great idea, to have enough of the things you like. Another thing that we did it is bring in cash. Bahamas, they have their own how you say own.
They have their own dollars. It's based on our dollar, but it's their currency.
But we can use the U.S. dollars in Bahamas, and they are gonna take it. And then sometimes they give you when they give you the change, they give you Bahamian money.
They like U.S. dollars.
And so it's important to bring some cash, because in the small towns you won't find easy places to pay with your credit card or ATMs.
I don't remember seeing the ATM.
No, I don't remember. And health insurance. Health insurance is according with every person. I think that's a personal decision, but in our case, we we did our research about health insurance.
We looked at international insurance, and my insurance wouldn't help me there. Cynthia's insurance wouldn't help there, and we ultimately it just kind of depends on your appetite for risk, how healthy you are, and so we for 6 months we risked it, and we didn't have any insurance. And one time you cracked a tooth, and showed that, I mean, we never did find a dentist to help us.
No, but we tried. That happened when we were
Hatchet Bay and
Hatchet
Eleuthera.
Bay. We tried to find a dentist in the island. It was not easy. We found one on Google Maps. You send a text message, try to call,
Emails. Mm.
but we never had an answer back. So I had to wait until I went to Ecuador, and I fixed that in
Yeah.
Ecuador. Yeah, and clothes. Bring your comfortable clothes, and it depends on the season you go, right?
Yeah. It was cold when we were there,
When
or
we
chilly
Yeah, and we needed
and wet.
to buy you some
That
sandals.
was hard.
It was hard, so I always have two pairs of shoes just in case, because you never know when one is gonna broke
That breaks.
breaks, and so you have another one. And finding your the stuff like clothes is it's sometimes it's not easy.
No.
And depending on the places you stay, because we were in small towns and not many stores around, so bringing enough clothes, it's really important, like sunscreen, like sunglasses, hats, all the things you need for being comfortable there.
In our case, we've got a tub
Mhm.
for children, not for adults. And we use that to wash our clothes, and we
Uh-huh.
just stomp it into submission
Oh yes.
and hang it out like the clampets.
Yeah, that was helpful. Because most of the time we were anchoring in the middle of the ocean. We didn't have marina clothes to go and do our laundry.
Mm.
And finally, Starlink.
Oh yeah. I had never heard of Starlink, and we had Verizon, and we switched to T-Mobile because T-Mobile works in the Bahamas, and it's 25 cents a minute. Occasionally they get you for international calls, but it works. But I started thinking that we'll be going to islands where there won't be a cell signal, and Cynthia's a proper Latin woman, and they talk. She talks to her son multiple times a day, to her mother, and so I started researching and found Starlink, and that just works. It doesn't matter where you
Oh
are,
my
it just
God,
works.
we were in the middle of the ocean watching our movies, and when we did some crossings, we always had internet service. So Starlink for us was something important, and we did it.
Yeah,
And I think 90 percent it was good, right?
yeah, it worked everywhere we went.
It
Yeah,
worked good.
fast.
Yes, so this is all we can say about our experience. We are talking about what we did, and we wanted to share this experience with you.
Well, don't be afraid of the Gulf Stream. You read things that scare you to death. There's so much weather apps out there and information. If you want to motor across on a glassy sea plane, you can do that. If you want to cross with some wind so you can sail, you could do that. The cuts and inlets, if you read a lot of the reviews, will scare the living dang out of you. But you plan. You know, the one of the cuts, if you miss it, it could the water be going up to 8 knots, but you just plan for everything. And we went through Well Cut, which is notoriously dangerous. A boat sank while we were there going through that cut, but just common sense and planning, and it's anybody could do it. And try not to stay for a month if you can do it. It's just so beautiful. We started in the Abacos and crossed, which was brutal, to Eleuthera, and then crossed over to the Exumas and wanted to keep going south, but that was the worst winter they said it had in decades, and we just saw 50-mile-an-hour winds and 40s and 30s, and the Bahamas are set up for trade winds from the southeast, and these fronts come through, and it completely circles. You know, it clocks constantly, and you need a place to get out of the weather. So we miss those places.
Sadly.
But one of the things I did best finally was listening to Cynthia, because I went on several of the crossings. I would stick to what the app said, and we just had brutal crossings. 8-foot waves, 25-knot winds, and but the day before, like 10 or 12 boats would leave. And I'm like, oh no, we're not doing that. And now, if we go with them.
Yes, well, that was a learning.
But it's definitely a place to go. It's
Oh, yes.
spectacular. And if you have a sailboat or a powerboat, you know, the people are amazing, the scenery is amazing, the water is amazing. It's definitely something that we should do.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you for watching our video. And something else you would like to say?
No,
Bye.
bye bye.